Yeah, I see you. World Wide Web, that's it. I fell asleep earlier. That's why I didn't come on earlier. Such a nice night out here tonight. See that moon through the pecan trees? That's a moon through the pecan trees. I want to try out that new equipment on that tractor. I'm already worried about taking it off that trailer. I was reading an article about people burning up the motors on these damn skidsters using these mulchers like we got the one I showed earlier. I don't know why this YouTube. They're changing these short clips into these shorts and they post them vertically. It's a pain in the ass. I didn't set that. I didn't upload that as a vertical short. Anyway, I was looking at they have these coolers. Hey, Chris. Yeah, there's a lot of versions of stump grinders. Now, that's supposed to be one of the better ones. The downside is, it's a lot of weight, uses a lot of, energy once you get it rolling, but it requires a lot of hydraulic power. There's a separate switch for hydraulic overload that you can use. But anyway, I've talked to two people that talk about them burning the engines up in these skidsters, using those grinders too much, like on a hot day. Now, I know there's a temperature gauge in there, and you would think that once you notice that hydraulic fluid getting high, but it's actually burning the engine up of the skidster. Those engines are 50 grand. So, of course, I don't want to do that. And I was looking at coolers for extra coolers, like for the roof, for the hydraulic fluid, and also an oil cooler. Yeah, the attachments, yeah. Now, the gripper's nothing. Most of the attachments are no big deal, but that grinder, that's a lot of hydraulic fluid going on there. Yeah, the grinder only, that's the big concern. Actually, I think it's a bad design. I mean, where you're screwed, though, is I'm pretty sure the grinder attachment is not John Deere. So that's where they get away with it. It's like, well, you shouldn't be using it anyway. We didn't make it, you know what I mean? Driving Miss Daisy, better believe it. Rain like a motherfucker here today, which is kind of cool. It's supposed to rain the next couple days. The gripper is like, I'll give you an example. Like there's these trees that'll break and big chunks will fall out. And what I end up doing is dragging them, trying to get them in the bucket, which isn't always easy. Tear up a lot of, a big concern with fooling around with this crap is you tear up a lot of grass, particularly with the skidster. It's got those tracks. So I'm always trying not to do that, So sometimes you'll have like a tree fell down, you cut it up. The pieces are too big to pick up. So I end up putting a chain on it and I'll drag it somewhere or I'll push it somewhere with the skidster. But you mess up a lot of grass doing that. Puts big skid marks. So that's why we got the gripper. Now I can go over, bend over, pick the damn thing up, lift it up, go into a part of the woods that we don't use and dump it. This party, man. Love driving that stuff around. Yeah, attachments are cool. Those attachments are expensive. Just the new teeth on the grinder's $2 grand. And that skidster is 10,000 pounds with the attachments. It's 12.8. So they're heavy pieces of equipment. I can do most things. I'm not too good at smoothing dirt over yet. Looks like a goddamn landmine blew up when I get done doing something. I can like knock down trees, move piles of shit. I think I can drive it okay. But when it comes to like smoothing out dirt, I'm not too good at that yet. It's like I either overdo it, I've been cutting the trees, small ones though. Actually, the grinder, you can go right up into a tree and just grind it off at the base until it falls over. And then when it falls over, go up and down it till you pulverize it. What you can do is spin it around with another piece of equipment and then go like from the end of the trunk and just pulverize it all the way up through the last branch. It just disintegrates anything. Yeah, we got these vines down here. I mean, they look like something that Tarzan would swing off of. They're probably an inch in diameter, and man, you can't pull them apart with your hands, and they're hard to cut with a chainsaw because, you got to hold it or it swings away from you. So I bought a big pair of these heavy-duty uh, clippers, like with maybe a 2-inch, like curved bird's beak uh, knife edge with about 3-foot handles, and it works better than a chainsaw actually. Reason I do it's because like if we get rain or something and I want to cut the grass, there's too many places where the branches hang out and you get soaked. So that's the only reason why I want to cut the branches, is so I can cut closer without getting soaked. Oh, a minute round? Okay. Yeah, there's shit tons of poison ivy and oak. Actually, there's a third tree here, right to the left of that light, and I cleared all that around. I would have done it better, but I sprayed it all for poison oak and poison ivy. There's tons of it, and I'm gonna wait for that to die before I go in there and do anything else. It's too damn hot to wear long pants out here, so I keep trying to wear shorts. So far, I haven't got it. Asiatic tear thumb? Okay. Yeah, I try and stay away from it. I haven't got it yet. I spray it with this stuff. Kills it. Takes a couple days though. Everything grows down here so well as long as you water it. You can hear a jet going over right now. It's amazing the late night flights that leave to the East Coast out of Atlanta. They're probably connecting flights from someplace else. Bunch of them go to Charlotte, Washington, D.C., JFK, Philadelphia. I mean, like right now. Flying's such a pain in the ass right now. I can't even tell you the last time I flew on a plane. I hope I don't. Just so much bullshit now. Last time I flew on one, they took half of my luggage out. This, that, too sharp, too big a can, pressurized, whatever. Hey Rita, how you doing? Out here catching the insect symphony. Got a lot of good rain today. Yeah, that flight over. What do you think of that, ICU? Did you click nearby me where you can see the planes over your house? It's fun, isn't it? Well, another nice thing, when the weather's crappy, there's thunderstorms. You can see where they're routing them around them when you click the nearby me. It's kind of cool. They'll put them in holds. Yeah, I think that FlightAware's app's fun. Rita, did you get any of that rain down there today? Yeah, you really like that app, Bopak. Make sure it's FlightAware. Don't get the Flight anything else. They're not as good. It's free. It doesn't mess up any programs. It's fun. No, I never got the 10. I stayed with 2 9s. The 10 had a problem overheating. I would have got one, but when I read a lot of the articles and stuff, I stuck with the 9s. No, I never got the 10. Now they may have fixed that by now. I don't know, but it was a real issue for a while. It's a real issue with all of them, to tell you the truth. I mean, when you're packing that much technology and something that does that much, something's got to give. And it's a heat issue usually. Oh, good, good. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they're holding the land. A lot of times there'll be delays sometimes. It's all canned in the system ahead of time. And it's usually weather, though. They'll have them hold and then, vector them in to shoot the approach. Or sometimes they'll just hold until like a small cell passes or heavy rain or wind shear or whatever. Holds are hard to learn when you're flying. The way you enter them, they're 2-minute legs. Yeah, it's kind of cool. They got to be on a flight plan, though. So if somebody's flying VFR, you're not going to see them. I'll tell you, it's perfect sleeping weather here. Like on a night like tonight, I put the ceiling fan on the lowest notch. If I put it up too high, I get up cold. Then I crack the window open. Air conditioner still blowing. Got everything, man. Just perfect sleeping weather. Yeah, no, yep, really slows down. You'll notice as they're going from west to east, they got a faster speed. That's because they're getting pushed by, wind coming from the west most of the time. And you'll look at them going the east to the west, like take a Los Angeles to Boston or Boston to Los Angeles, probably an hour difference. Oh, how'd that go, Rita? Was it interesting? Yeah, you'll see a lot of helicopters too. They're those life flights. Those ambulance helicopters. Oh, cool. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Can you hear the bugs making noise? They're farther away today. They're not close like they normally are. No, I don't. The closest bookstore to me is Athens. I think it's like 49 miles away or something up University of Georgia. I went up there when I came down here about a year ago. But I was thinking of going there actually this week. I don't know if I'm going to Hilton Head tomorrow or staying here over the weekend. I like Hilton Head, but not that much, to tell you the truth. Other than the restaurants, uh, I'd rather be here. Yeah, I know I got a lot of books. Yeah, but hopefully I'm going to be reading those by this time next year. Hey, my neighbors up in West Branch been wondering what happened to me. Somebody called the police 2 weeks ago, and the state police was over at my house doing a well check. Hey, Blue. They went in my house looking to see if I was dead. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good question. Oh, thank you, Rita. You got nighty night. Yeah, they did. I see you. One of them emailed me, want to know where I've been. So I emailed her back, gave her my phone number. Yeah, I think I've been gone 9 weeks or something. Yeah, it has. Sure has. Yep. Yeah, that's how it goes. You're right. That Thai food I had was good. I finally picked a spot where I'm going to build this house about 200 yards from here. Hey, Luna. Yeah. Yeah, I fell asleep earlier and then, yeah, I may stay on later, but I know people don't like stay up like super late, you know? Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah. It's only 8 tables in that place. You know, I went down there about a month and a half ago on a Saturday and they were closed. And when I ate there tonight, I was talking to the manager and it's like, hey, I'm curious, what's the deal with being closed on Saturday? She said the chef had never went to her 12-year-old. I guess they got a 12-year-old golf prodigy, her and her husband, and she wasn't going to any of the kids' tournaments. So she went to the owner and said, I'm missing all my kids' tournaments. I think I'm gonna, go someplace else. And they said, why don't we just close Saturday? So that's why they were closed Sunday anyway. But kind of nice to see if someone want to see their kid like that. Yeah, I think it's 1:30 here or something like that. Oh, good for you, Luna. Yeah, that place is about 24 miles from here. I don't like going down. It's Lake Oconee. If it was right off 20, I wouldn't mind. But it's not. You got to go south about 6 miles. And today wasn't bad. But normally the traffic's an ass kicker down there. They got a really nice Publix down there. Oh, midnight, huh? Yeah, okay, Blue. It'll be part of this 235 acres, actually. And he's trying to buy 500 acres next door, which is crazy, but it's up to him. These insects are cool, aren't they, Rhonda? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like in a crossroads, to be honest with you. I'm feeling better. I think the thing that gets me a little bit is I'm sure this is going to be my last stop, but you never know. I would have never believed I'd be living in Georgia. Yeah, they are loud, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if I get happy the next 6 months, it's going to be pulling a major rabbit out of a hat. Yeah, I know what you mean, Bopak. I got a buddy down here that I have that bought this place, and we keep in touch pretty good. And I was having a problem with depression, and he said, "Well, just come down here. Just pack a bag and come down." So I did. I think that was the. I'm not really. I think I've been down here about maybe 10 weeks, something like that. So I packed like 3 pairs of pants, 3 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks. Drove all night long, 16 hours, and here I am. Never went back. I haven't put a mail forwarding in either. Yeah, I don't really even want to build a house, to tell you the truth. But I will, because I think they like to have like visitors and stuff, and maybe in here kind of puts a kibosh to that. Hey, MJ, how you doing? I could live in a garage, to tell you the truth. I don't care. Yeah. Just see how it turns out. I mean, I was thinking driving today. I mean, at this stage of the game, There aren't too many places like this where you could just get away from crime and drugs and bullshit, sprawl. So in that regard, I'm pretty fortunate. I mean, this is like the old days down here. But the other side of that is there's nothing to do. Yeah, I had a condo. Yeah, that's true. But there's not. I like doing the maintenance around here. You know, driving this stuff and fooling around with these attachments. I mean, maybe that'll get old someday. But I know no damn thing about heavy equipment. Uh, you know, I'm a novice, but I know how to start it and do a few things with it. Yeah, you can come down here and visit. You sure can. I really have a fun time driving that zero-turn mower, too. It's a Bobcat. That thing's got to do 15 or 20 miles an hour. I buzz around on that thing, and, you know, I cleared everything, so I don't need to be driving around poles and stuff and branches. Pretty much everything. You know, I got all cleared around the trees and stuff like that, and I haul ass on that thing. I can't do it everywhere because that's too fast for bumpy, but about half of it is smooth, and I can go full throttle, just hauling ass. It's fun. I make kind of a game of it. I'm always trying to beat my other record. I did a 1 hour and 58 minutes. I think it's about 15 acres. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. Yeah, this is a different bug sound tonight. Yeah, 255. Yeah, that's about what I'm doing. Yeah. I think we're up to around 400, but that's quite a wide, you know, uh, the mailing address, not the city itself. Oh, what do you say, Rhonda? Yeah, it takes me about 21 hours to do the everything for about 110 acres. 21 hours it takes me. It's going to be less too because I've really cleaned up quite a few things. I don't like driving around all that bullshit, and I've used this pre-emergent and this like kind of Roundup type stuff. So it should be getting shorter. I mean, like I said, I make kind of a game of it. I wish I could go faster in a tractor. Yeah, I'm already crazy, MJ. Yeah, I mean, the country's cool. I mean, it's different. I'm telling you. If it was what you think it would be, you would think that the minute I got down here, it's like, yeah, this is it. You know, wow, this is so great. But it wasn't like that at all. Actually, it was difficult. There was a couple times I thought about heading back to Michigan. It's like I'm going fucking crazy here. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Dollar store to go shopping. I got to drive 20 miles to a Walmart. But as times went on and I've gotten more used to it, I like it. Yeah, I did, but you know, I mean, I could have, but you know, like my buddy's like the most generous guy in the world. He's a guy that's really easy to be motivated and want to do things for him. He's like good sense of humor, nothing pisses him off, you know. Yeah, the nature part is good. I mean, it's good, but you know, like right now, sitting out here, it couldn't be better. Just sitting, talking to you guys, drinking a Johnny Walker Double Black. I'm not going to dig a pond, and the reason I'm not going to dig a pond is because, first of all, I don't like the ponds down south. They're all dark looking. You can't even see what's swimming around in them. It's not that the water's dirty, it's the bottoms and all the organic material. But, you know, I'll sit out here. Here it is. We are post July 4th. And maybe once in a while a mosquito come flying by, but I don't even get bit by mosquitoes. And I'd rather sit in an unscreened porch if I could. So I know if I have a pond, first of all, like I said, I don't like them that much. I'm not going to have any mosquitoes. So not wanting one anyway, the no mosquitoes part made me think screw a pond. Yeah, he's an ambitious guy. He wouldn't know depression if it smacked him in the side of the head. Yeah, he's like a super good guy, man. Everybody loves the guy. I mean, he's like real charismatic. He makes problems for everybody go away. Yeah, you might be right, Leon. Although I don't think there are many of them down there. Hey, Mary. I don't. You got to have water for them to lay eggs and stuff. And it's been a relatively dry summer, and because of that, even when it does rain, like tonight, it all gets soaked up. So they're not laying eggs in pools of water in the bottom of eaves troughs and stuff like that. And I'm just guessing. I don't know why for sure. I can just say that I bet I haven't got bit by mosquitoes 5 times since I've been here, and here I am sitting out on a porch in the middle of the woods. I mean, these mosquitoes probably fly around until they die looking for something to eat. Well, to be totally honest with you, Rhonda, I don't really even want to build a house, to tell you the truth, but I don't want to like impose and be here the whole time. And I'm not that into it, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't give a fuck about a house that much, but I got to do it. So, this is 235 acres. And I look around and I could have built back near the pond, but then I don't like that pond that much. So scratch that. There's 7 acres across the street. But Daisy likes Marty, and I just, even though there's very rarely cars coming down, it's a dirt road, I don't want to worry about Daisy crossing the street if she's outside in the yard. Here, there's no reason for her to leave this area, which is comforting. So even though he kind of wanted me to build across the street, I didn't want to do it. Then at the back of the southeast thing, the neighbors got some roosters. And even though it's a long ways away, I'm looking at the worst scenario. Let's say somebody, there's 2 schools of thought on agricultural residential, which is why part of the reason I ended up buying 20 acres in Florida. And that is, on one hand, yeah, you can have 20 acres and you can be in the middle of it. And you don't need to worry about some neighbor having the Titanic upside down that he decides to make a terrarium out of. He's going to be able to do it, and even though you may see it, he's not going to be right out your bedroom window. So that's kind of why I did that down here. So you can't have it both ways. When you're out in the country, agricultural, somebody could come in, decide to put 1,000-acre chicken farm right up to your property line, and there you are, smelling chicken shit all day. So when I heard he's got a couple roosters, he's only got like 5, a couple chickens. When I heard those crowing one morning, not loud, and I don't mind the sound, it just reminded me of the possibilities. I know his wife's got cancer. If they ever moved, what if a commercial place bought that? So I scratched that. Then there were 2 places that I liked were really heavily wooded. But I've talked to 2 guys that have been in building their whole life, and I remember hearing this a long time ago, plus reading articles about it. They say when you build a house, do not build near any vegetation. It's tempting. You don't want to be like Tarzan. You're going to be in the middle of the woods. There's going to be a lot of shade. But there's also going to be a lot of problems over time with septic, with trees falling over, hitting your house, with lightning strikes, with bugs, with all sorts of bullshit. Don't build your house within the distance of something falling over and hitting it. So that scratched the 2 places that I really wanted to do, because I wanted to just have like a 60-foot tree right out my bedroom window, but that catches up to you down the road. So there's a clearing, like kind of at a dead end. You still come in the same gate. It's maybe 3-acre clearing, and it fits the spot just perfect. Daisy won't be crossing the road. I'm far enough from this place. It's not near the pond. And no matter what happens with regard to the properties around here, I never need to worry about someone buying them and putting a 1,000-acre baby chicken farm where I smell chicken shit all day, because that can happen in agricultural residential zoned areas. Yeah, right, Dave. I mean, I like the looks of them. I know people that have gotten away with it, but I think I'm just going to go with I don't have to worry about it, Yeah, it's kind of what I'm doing, Clint. Yeah, it's kind of middle of the field. I'll take a little video of it tomorrow. The last thing, I'm not really a log cabin guy. Anybody I ever know that built a log cabin house regretted it. Their maintenance up the ass. But there's a place called E-Log Homes, and I like the interiors, but I don't know if I want to contend with the exterior. So I'm kind of looking at a hybrid, actually. Oh, really, Rhonda? That's cool. No, I'd never go to Florida, Mike. Nope, I haven't been to Florida in probably 8 years. You know, Florida's still a haul from here. I mean, when you're leaving from Michigan like I was, you're still only about halfway. It's still a good 600 miles or something like that. I mean, you can get to, I think in 5 hours, you can get to the north part of the state. I have not. Florida doesn't really interest me. Once in a while, I'll go down to Indian Atlantic and stay right on the ocean for a few days at the old Radisson's, an old school hotel. If you ever want a place to get away from and just really enjoy it without big crowds, that's my recommendation. I haven't been there in about 8 years, but it's really nice. Well, it's going to be part of this 235. I think it's about 3 or 5 acres or something like that. But it's all part of this 235 acres. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, Clint. I'll check into that. Yeah. Yeah, it's still a long ways away. I mean, if you look like from here to West Palm Beach or something, you know, I filed for divorce down there, so the attorney said I might need to come down there one time, which I'm already dreading. Once I leave a place, it's weird. Like my friend and his wife, the guy that owns this place, they're going to Chicago. They wanted me to go up there with them. You know, I left Chicago 10 years ago, and honestly, I was ready to leave when I left, and it's gotten worse. It's actually not Chicago, it's a suburb. But I said, nah, that's all right. I'll just stay around here and do stuff. Yeah. Well, you can get to the northern part, like Panama City Beach. Like I go down to Dothan, Alabama. He bought that collection of cars. And we're not that far from like the Florida border at all. But that's up in that northwest, area. I'm talking about getting down to like West Palm Beach where I was living, that kind of thing. Now, she can't really contact me legally. Once you're represented, the communication should go through the attorneys. Nah, that ship sailed. She's been living with a guy a long time. If she contacted me, I don't even think I'd return her phone call. Not really for any bad reasons other than let's just get this thing done and good luck to you. Yeah, isn't that weird, Luna? Yeah, I know what you mean. Not even a gamble. It's so weird. Like Chicago, too. I lived there, well, almost 12 years. And when I first moved to Chicago, I didn't know anybody. One-way ticket from Florida. I had left my wife and got a hotel, then rented an apartment, then bought a condo. And when I got off the plane there and went to the hotel, it's like, holy shit, man, this place is huge. I'll never figure out this place, all the trains and the L and all that stuff. And after about a year, I remember giving like tourist directions. I remember thinking to myself, I cannot believe that I'm giving anybody directions in Chicago. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever figure this out when I got here. And by the time I left, it was like I knew where everything was in Chicago. You know, the downtown area really wasn't that big. Oh, cool, Retro. Actually, Dothan, Alabama is kind of a neat town. They got everything there. They have a Barnes& and Noble, a lot of good restaurants. I just think at this stage of the game, the way the world's going, I'm lucky to be able to just skip this bullshit. Now, there are downsides. You know, if I ever have a heart attack or something, it's probably going to be tits up. It takes forever to get here. There's a good chance they can't find it right away. And the closest hospital is 20 miles away. So, you know. Oh, really, Rhonda? Hey, Philip, how you doing? So you just don't know how, you don't know what's around the next bend. Good night, ICU. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. Sorry for coming on so late. And like, I was talking to blue today. Places have changed. I mean, I love winter snowy blizzards. Either I'm both feet in or both feet out. And honestly, the 10 years that I lived up north, the winters were nothing. Uh, Not like the old days. I mean, you get a little snow here and there out in Colorado. It's not much like the old days. I mean, the weather has changed. Whether it's permanent or not, who knows? But if we would have continued to get blizzards in Michigan like I remember as a kid, teenager, I'd have probably stayed in Michigan just for the winters. The winters are a joke. It's more of an inconvenience than it is beauty. And down here, I talk to people all the time. I mean, the South is hot in the summer, but I mean, shit, all of June was in the high 90s. I mean, you talk to people that grew up here, and it's like, I didn't experience this when I was younger. It was a hot summer, but nothing like this crap. Oh, really, Rhonda? And I can, you come up with these notions as you live on. It's always a gamble on what you think it is that you like, whether it's a relationship, job, where you live. I mean, I moved to Florida so I could breed parrots. It wasn't because I had some idealistic way that life was going to be and drinking pina coladas every day. You just don't know, you know what I mean? It's not, until you experience it. You can read all the books and visit it as many times as you want. Nothing's like living there. Yeah, I believe it, Clint. Yeah. No kidding, Philip. Yeah, all you got to do is go on Google Earth and look at the top of the Earth and the bottom of the Earth, the North Pole and Antarctica, and it's like there's definitely been some climate change. Why? I'm not sure. How long it'll last, who knows? But it's you can't deny that things have warmed. Oh, okay. And I know people that have moved to Costa Rica. They moved back. Thailand. They all moved back. Most of the people I knew from the Midwest that moved to Florida, if they were young enough, they moved back. Um, so Las Vegas, everybody I know moved out of there after 4 or 5 years. Same when I was living in downtown Chicago. You get a lot of young guys down there, and they would last 2 or 3 years. Yeah, the Keys are nice. Keys are nice. Yeah, I like the Keys. I wouldn't want to live there, but I like it. I've been all over Alaska. I wouldn't want to live there either, but I liked visiting it. Visiting it. Oh, Philip's having live streams. I wonder why I don't get notices for those. What time are his live streams, Bopa? Nah, me either, Dave. I'll tell you, the people who live in Illinois by the droves, particularly businesses in Chicago. That crime has just gotten out of hand, and even in other places in the state. Same with California. Yeah, I like moving too. Yeah, I like Mississippi too. I had almost considered moving down to Tunica at one time. Give it a try. Yeah, Illinois is cool. Yeah, Maine, no thanks. Tennessee's nice. Lexington and Louisville are nice, particularly Lexington. I like Montana too, but Montana's kind of like this. Only a colder version. Mountains. I'm probably going to get back into beekeeping somewhat. Be kind of fun. Not to harvest the honey, different kinds with a ware hive, Warre. Maybe I'll do some queen rearing and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I don't know why I'm not getting uh, notices though, Philip. No, they're like that everywhere, Luna. I love Nova Scotia. One time I was watching a show when I was living in Chicago, and I drove all the way to the bottom of Nova Scotia in a week. It took a week to do it. And I went through the Bay of Fundy and checked that out and drove all the way. What's that? Dartmouth down at the bottom? Halifax. Halifax. Cross the border, no problem. No COVID bullshit. Boy, those were the days. Now it'd take you a fucking month just to get across the border. Hey, Kay. Birmingham, Alabama? Or Michigan? Oh, gotcha. I think Halifax. I mean, I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming in what I've read and just what I've gleaned over the years that it's probably a pretty good quality of life. I have been to Birmingham. Yeah, I didn't really care for Birmingham, but let me tell you, I didn't. I had been to Louisville maybe 5 or 6 times in my life, and I didn't like that either. And then I went down there a week to spend time doing interviews, and I thought, man, this place is really cool. So it's like anything else. It's what you're exposed to, uh, how you experience it while you're there. And when you're in such a limited a period of time, I try to reserve judgment now on any place, because most places you're not there long enough to really make an informed opinion about what it's like. So my experience in Birmingham was never good. It was a lot of traffic. Never really found an area in there I liked. So if you asked me if I like Birmingham, I just didn't get lucky, and there was nothing that really piqued my interest. But I'm sure it's got nice places that I've just never experienced. Well, the thing about Canada is that a lot of people don't realize, they've got that government medical care. But if you think, and you're going to pay the piper one way or the other. So that's what you need to decide. And Canada decided a long time ago everybody's going to have medical care, which sounds great, right? But the other side of that that's not talked about is how much money it costs. If you look at the income tax rate of Canadians, it's through the fucking roof. Why? Paying for the medical care. Their income tax is absolutely insane compared to this place. So, it's pick your poison. Do you want to live in a place like the United States where you roll the dice and you don't need the medical care? Or do you want to live in a place like Canada where you're paying for it and you're taking advantage of it and you're not worried about it all the time like a lot of people over here are? Even my buddy here, who's a wealthy guy, he's got a $10,000 deductible and a 20% copay. I mean, you would think that you could afford and buy better coverage than that, but it's basically cost prohibitive. It's not worth it. Really, if you're not sick, you're getting screwed every month. So it is expensive, but look at what you're getting. I mean, there's something to be said to not worried about being broke or dying because you couldn't afford medical care. I don't think it's a perfect system. But that's the funny thing about the United States. If you're broke, you got great medical care. You got Medicaid. It's absolutely fantastic. Actually, you can become dual certified, which means you can get all sorts of drugs most people can't. It's because you don't have anything. If you're broke here, you've got the best medical insurance there is, Medicaid. If you're rich, you got good medical insurance. The people who are getting hosed are the people that work. And those are the people that with the big copays, deductible premiums, caps, $1 million, this kind of bullshit. So everything's got its positives and its negatives. And I could argue it either way. Oh, $280 a month there. Okay. Yeah, like I've got Medicare, I've got the supplement. Now, people say, well, what's a supplement? I'll tell you what the supplement is. And by the way, you guys aren't near 65 yet, most of you, in the United States, but you do not want to miss that 6-month timeline. I was lucky enough to, because you can't get it after that. So what it is, it's about $300 a month for Medicare. Okay, that's just Medicare. The supplement's about $110 a month. That takes care of the 20% copay. And on top of it, I got the pharmaceutical thing, which is, I don't know, $40 a month. So basically, I'm back into about a $425 a month payment, even though I'm on Medicare. They take it out of your Social Security. You got to pay for the supplement on the side. But, which, I don't know. I mean, I'm happy with it because if you look at statistics, and you look at someone my age, there is no way in hell I'm going to get the coverage that I have now for $400 a month anywhere. Does that make it a good deal? That's debatable. Is it affordable? It is. So that's one worry that I don't have, is that because I got some assets, I'm not going to go broke. But I'm telling you, man, there's something on being on Section 8 and on Medicare. I mean, most people don't want to do that, but as far as insurance and healthcare, they got it fucking made. It's the middle class that doesn't have it made. But that's what's keeping this whole scam afloat, is the middle class. It's not the rich and it's not the poor. No, there you go. See, Clint knows this is true. That's exactly right. It does vary state by state, but state programs, but Medicaid is pretty much a blueprint on a federal standard. It's pretty much the same. Now, if you're talking about other funding processes for kids and dependents and that kind of thing, it's different. But the medical part is pretty much the same. Oh, shit. I know people that got married because of medical insurance, Luna. That's another thing. I don't need to be married to some 550-pound behemoth because she has medical insurance. And when I went and checked to see how much it was cost, it was $1,000 a month. Now, a lot of people do it. That's been going on for a long time, Luna. I'll tell you another thing, too. If you ever go into an assisted living care facility, they'll take all your assets first, and then the government will start paying for it. Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of ways. See, you never know how the cards are going to fall. If you're going to be healthy and you're going to get run over by a Mack truck, none of this matters. If you're going to get second stage pancreatic cancer and limp along for 10 years and run up a $2 million medical bill, this is a big goddamn deal. So it's not a blueprint. One size doesn't fit all. Your life, your health, your genetics, your lifestyle, all this is going to come together someday for a fruition on how you could answer this question properly. You don't know until you get there. And mine is a crystal ball. It's a big guessing game for all of us. Yeah, Luna, yep. Oh, yeah, they get everything. Yeah, so, you just don't know how it's going to turn out for you. Yeah, no, I believe that, Luna. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. $40. Yeah. It's crazy. It does suck. I mean, if let's say and I'm not saying things were, well, they were better. I mean, you tend to remember things better than they were when you reminisce. I used to hitchhike a lot. I hitchhiked to Mexico, Seattle. When I was young, I hitchhiked all over the country all the time. Take these big, huge road trips. And if you say to me, out to Colorado, I remember staying a couple days in Loveland, Colorado. I can remember if you say to me, well, what did you think of those hitchhiking trips? Well, that's a bygone area. When's the last time you saw a hitchhiker? I rode freight trains all over the place too. When's the last time you saw someone hanging on the back of a freight train? I mean, that's a time past. That ship has sailed. It's not happened. I'm glad I did it. But if you say to me, how do you reminisce? What do you think about those old hitchhiking? I say they were great, man. I was free. I was going to different places, meeting new people. It's like, well, what about riding freight trains? Great. The truth of the matter is, there were times when I was hitchhiking. I'll give you an example. I was out in Katy, Texas one time, and I actually paid someone to just get me the fuck out of Katy because I didn't get picked up for about 3 days. It's miserable. It was hot. Another time, me and another guy got on a freight train in uh, Northern California, and that goddamn thing went up into the mountains up near Eugene, Oregon. We damn near froze to death. So the reality is much different than it is when you talk about the story. You tend to remember the good things, not the bad. But it sure seems to me like 30 years ago, things were better than they are now. Now you got COVID, got these crazy politicians, got these variations of COVID. It's just like stressful. I don't run into anybody that says they wish they could live forever. And I can remember people talking about that a lot when I was young. It sucks. When I look at what I did, I think I led a good life in a lot of ways that a lot of people aren't going to be able to do. I mean, I was taking flying lessons at 16 from delivering papers. And now you got to be a goddamn brain surgeon to afford flying lessons, much less the fuel and the rental and doing your own airplane. I mean, I would buzz all my friends' house, buzz picnics, buzz freighters, shit. If I did 10% of the stuff I did when I was flying back then, I'd be in prison someplace. The world has changed, and it's gotten small. Yeah, I mean, that's why in a lot of ways, on one hand, like I'll say, well, I really don't know what I'm going to do down here. I got an idea this is probably going to be my last stop. And on the other hand, I feel very fortunate that this is going to be my last stop. That I'm not going to end up, hopefully, in some assisted living care facility in West Branch. I don't care about the no family part. That doesn't bother me. But I like the idea of just going tits up down here with no connections and just limping along in a place like West Branch. So it was an uptick for me as far as looking at the future, but you just never know what's in store for you. Yeah, I think I had a good life. Yeah. Criminal activities, you better believe it. You would not believe some of the stuff that I did when I was younger. Yeah. My parents are actually buried in that cemetery, Clint, right there behind the old state police post. Yeah, you think that, Luna, but I've been in that frame of mind a couple times, and when it comes to doing it, there's a big difference between wanting to do it and doing it. No, it will sell though easy. They're selling really easy up there. I'm not really too worried about it. I got to clear it out and build this place and move this shit. I just haven't like it. I just dread going back and messing with all that bullshit. Oh, thank you, Luna. Well, thank you, John. I'm not really a very religious guy. I'm not. I mean, I do think there's like intelligent design. I'm not on board really for the Jesus story. Uh, I mean, I think Christianity, as an example, is a belief in a lifestyle. You know what I mean? And I try to be truthful, and I don't know that I could live that. I'm better than I used to be, but uh, I don't want to watch Pornhub for an hour and then tell everybody on YouTube that I'm a Christian. I just can't do that shit. Which is kind of the same reason why I'm not doing interviews anymore. It's just for what? But I don't, I used to be just an insane collector of everything: antiques, documents, photos, negatives. Fuck. Just obsessed. I'm glad I broke that habit. Yeah, I'll gain some. It'll sell for twice what I paid for it, but not that much money, really, like 150 grand, something like that. I mean, it'll be all right. Yeah, right, Luna. I get it. Yep. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Like I said the other night, I think the main thing is like I'm not naive anymore. I know it's coming down the pike, and it isn't going to be some big-breasted 22-year-old that says I'm the best-looking guy in the world. I'm not going to win the Powerball. I can't even like fantasize of stuff that I think would really make me happy anymore. That's the problem. Not being naive. And like as I've said a million times, the last 15 or 20 years are going to be pretty good predictor of what the next 10 or 15 years are going to be if I live that long. And honestly, it's not that great. It's just like boring. Hi, Angie. Yeah. There's some animal making some noise. I've never heard it before. It's weird. I don't know, it's a bird or what. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to repent, Susan. See, there's a plane going over right now. Hey, Michael. So I drink beer, sit out here on the porch, sleep in every day. Lately, like if I don't want to, sometimes like if it's hot out, I don't want to go out and do anything because I don't want to get sweaty because I don't want to take a shower. I don't want to get sweaty. That's how lazy I'm getting. Oh, good for you, Clint. Good deal. You've been going to the new Myers down there and doing your shopping? Oh, good for you. Did that Starbucks open yet down near the Culvers? Oh, good, Blue. Yeah, just don't listen to any of my advice. You'll be in a rubber room too. Hey, salty girl. You at work? No, I really liked Detroit, Mary. It changed down there, which is why I quit doing it. Everything changed. I love Detroit. I do. I mean, I would want to live there. I wish the best for the place, but nah, it just got too dangerous. I'm getting too old to be in a bad neighborhood at 3 in the morning. Yeah, you're probably right, Susan. I know. Yeah, grain of salt. That's true. I tell people all the time, do your own due diligence, man. Don't listen to anything I'd say. Shit, no. Hell no. Be in a goddamn padded cell in no time. Hang on one sec while I go in and get myself. I guess commercials do work on TV. I'm drinking Modelo tonight. I'm going to be, I watched the commercial where the guy is, if he did not drank Modelo, he wouldn't have been a famous tattoo artist. So here I am drinking Modelo. But that's mainly a product of kind of a low selection of beer. So hang on one sec. Yeah, I never cared for New Orleans. That's one place I drove around, to be honest with you. And like I said, when somebody asked me about Birmingham, it's just my experience in New Orleans. The beads, the drinking, it's just not for me. I only drink here. Because I drink alone. I do drink alone. Words of wisdom. Yeah, I don't really know what I'd be doing if I was still in West Branch. George Thurgood. Yeah, she really likes Marty a lot, though. She likes it down here a lot, big time. You know, she might, but she's got it made here. She seems a lot happier, Daisy. Yeah, she's in there sleeping with Marty right now, snoring. He likes sleeping with the TV on. You know, we get along perfect, man. I never had a good relationship like this on long term. I get sick of people a lot, but even his family's always asking him how he hasn't kicked me out of here yet. Oh, cool. Well, that's good, Clint. Yeah, that's in Hilton Head. You know, he wanted to know if I want to go to Hilton Head tomorrow. Honestly, I want to fuck around with this new attachments for this stuff. I mean, now I'm talking to you guys, but there was a while when I didn't even know that they had internet here. I go out at 2 o'clock in the morning, go run over anthills, and the excavator has a big bright light on it. And I mean, they're super bright lights, look like a damn spaceship. And I'd turn those lights on, then watch them run all over again. Then I'd run all over them again with the excavator. It's nuts. Yeah, Daisy really likes it down there. She does like hanging around with the other dogs, which is cool. Cats too. She's in there sleeping next to Marty, snoring. He's got two really sweet dogs. I guess Stewie's been acting up over there. He's been peeing in the bed. You know, I went through quite a session of that with Daisy for a while, even down here. It's a pain in the ass. You got to get up. You know the dog's peed. Put everything in the washer. You got to put something on there. The dog doesn't understand that they can't get on the bed again. So you let them on the bed again, even though you just spent a half hour, 3 o'clock in the morning, changing the sheets and the the moisture guard and the thing, and you're crossing your fingers that they don't do it again by the time you wake up. Yeah, fire ants. Hey, Miss Brown. But one thing I didn't know about here, of course, when you're living in the north like I did, and you go to Florida and places like that, you you head right down 75. When you're on your way to Florida as a young person, even an old person, you're not going 90 miles east of I-75 for no reason. So I was never in this part of Georgia before. I never really checked it out. You didn't hear about it. So it's just by happenstance, a fluke, that I meet this guy. He buys this place. I'm here now, but this is really cool. These fantastic trees around here. I'm not kidding you. I bet there's 20 oak trees here that are 80 feet tall, and scads of them that are 60 feet tall. It's good, Mystique. You see it out there? Can you see it? I think it looks really good. It's a little behind the clouds right now up there. Oh, I just got my feet wet. It's behind some clouds up there. See the pecan tree leaves? Yeah, I just stay up, fuck around. I just wing it and everything. Now, I could sleep if I wanted to, but I just like staying up late, even though I should be sleeping, but I don't have any reason to get up tomorrow. It's supposed to rain another couple days. Man, it rained like a son of a bitch today. It was great. Yeah, the trees are great. Oh, good, Mystique. Yeah, it is. I would say it's the best kept secret. Yeah, huge. I'll tell you a weird thing about. You remember a couple weeks ago I was talking to a guy. I think I was doing a live. He was down near that little mini feeder you can buy cornmeal down at the new gas station. Black guy, really good guy. He had about 20 steer that he raises. Really cool guy. So today I, went down and ate at that Thai place, and then stopped and got a 6-pack of beer, and then I got some gas I was getting on empty, and there's a guy cleaning up around there, and I said, "Oh, here we are under a metal roof, and it's lightning." And he turned around. He said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "Don't I know you from someplace?" He said, "Yeah, I think I know you from someplace too." And then I recognized him. I said, "You work at the feed plant in Crawfordville, do you?" He said, "How do you know that?" I said, "Remember we were talking about down at Molly's?" He said, "Yeah, how you doing, man?" It's like, "Good." I said, "You're working here too?" He said, "Yep, part-time job. Want to supplement the animal feed." Hell of a nice guy. All right, Chris, have a good night. Oh, good for you, Michael. I put a pile of fish food out for the possum. I fell asleep earlier. I was watching that Dateline where they catch all these guys murdering their wives. Yeah, she does. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good night, Chris. A lot of baby turkeys around here too. I saw 2 little tiny fawns when I came home. Took off running. There's a lot of baby deer around here this summer. Yeah, it's a good idea, Mystique. Yeah. Oh yeah, Augusta's right down the road. I didn't realize Augusta has like an airport there where commercial jetliners land. I know that because of that flight app that I was talking about earlier. They were taking off from Atlanta and they were landing in Augusta. I thought, well, I didn't know they had an airport that size. No, I said it was a possibility, Susan. It was a possibility. You know, I didn't want that to happen. Yeah, there's a lot of them around down here, Clint. Sure are. There's Civil War everything down here. Confederate too, which to me is more interesting. Oh, you had some busy days. Good for you. Good. That's cool. Yeah, this is of course big Confederate territory. Yeah, yeah, it is Mystique. You're right. Yep. Yeah, I do too, Susan. No, I'm not employed. Nope. Yeah, I don't doubt that, Clint. Okay, Salty Girl, you have a good day too. Take care. All right, Susan, you have a good day tomorrow. Well, I think I'm going to brush my teeth and go to bed. So it's a good chat. Like these late night chats better. So I hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. Appreciate you coming on. Oh, that's cool, Mystique. All right, Susan. You still got it, Mystique. You still got it going on. Good night, Michael. Yeah, see you, Philip. Good night, Blue. Getting cool. I think it's like 72 here. Yeah, you guys have a good day. All right, Blue. All right, yep. Thanks a lot. Get a good look at that moon. It's a little cloudy here.